All right, so if you're seeing this, that means I completed my 21-day fast. So you're seeing my end before my beginning. For those people that like to get kind of straight to the point, I decided to let you know how everything was, all the facts in the beginning, and then my actual video logs, like what happened during the fast, I put after the first few minutes for those who have the time or want to watch it. Because I know I like to get my information sometimes and just get out. So I went on a 21-day fast. I only had water, apple juice, and herbal tea. And that was extremely hard, seeing that I really like food. Like, I mean, I really like food. Um, a couple things I learned off the rip. Before you go on a fast, make sure you got a confirmation from God to do that, and what type of fast. I did my research to find out the different types of fast, like absolute fast, fast where you just have water, fast where maybe it's just vegetables, whatever. I did my research, which is very important before you choose to go through a fast, especially if it's greater than 3 days. Some pointers that helped me: go to bed on time, research, research the fast that you're going to do, have accountability, prepare index cards with like scriptures on them of things that the enemy tells you. For instance, one thing the enemy, I would hear him say to me, is that you're never going to really make it in this world. So I would get a scripture that says, for God knows the plans for you, and there are plans for good and not for disaster, to have hope and to have future. So I would recite that to myself. So that's something that was really helpful to me. Have a consistent schedule, very consistent, no idleness of any sort. I did go to a couple events where like there was food and things like that, but I didn't do that until after day 8, because temptation is really high to break. Also, you want to write down what you're going to do for your fast. Like, for instance, if you say, hey, it's going to be absolute, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to eat that, write it down. Because during your fast, you're going to question yourself. You're going to be like, maybe I can have salad. You're going to try to like make deals. It's really sad. Oh man, it's sad. But write it down so that you can't go back on your word. So I completed this 21-day fast, and it was only through the grace of God. I had 2 supports that I could call on, in case I felt like quitting and getting me a cheeseburger halfway through, people that helped me accountable. A couple of things that's got to be in place. One, you have to do your research before starting it. If it's a long fast, mine was 21 days, to know what to expect on each day, what to expect from your body. Are you going to be feeling sick? Is your stomach going to be growling and you think you're starving to death? Trust me, you don't starve to death. All right, you don't starve until day 41. But all that kind of stuff, do your research, because I'm telling you, when I felt like giving up on day 6 and day 10 and day 14, I went back to my notes and I was like, okay, this will happen on this day. And then on this day, I can look forward to this. So I kept pushing myself. I kept a visual calendar so I can see my days. I loaded up my YouTube playlist with different things to watch on each day to make sure I was always engaged with God. Every time I got hungry, I prayed. I read the word. I got up, I spent time with God. I went for walks, I spent time with God. Right here is my dog. Yeah, so he kept me busy as well. So those are some really important facts. I lost 20 pounds. I did lose 20 pounds, which for me isn't that bad. I can gain some of that back. So I lost 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds. I've learned that it's definitely easier said not to tell people when you're on a fast. Now, most of all the information I read, it says, you want to kind of keep it to yourself a little bit, because you don't want it to be like, oh, Lord, I'm going on a fast, help me. The Lord rewards what you do in secret. And when you go off just running your mouth and all this kind of stuff, I guess he may not be too cool with that. So as you'll see in my video logs, you'll see some of my real stressed moments and some of my more high moments. I would say the lowest for me in my fast was on days, maybe 17 it was. I went to play basketball and I was not hydrated, and like I was almost hospitalized. It was really bad. I was sick for 2 days. And maybe my highest point was day 21. No, day 21, because you get to see your results physically, emotionally. I'm just more calm and more tempered off because I'm a little firecracker sometimes, but you know, it was good. You want to focus on getting through initially, probably for your first 8 days, day by day. Know that day 1, not that bad. Day 2 gets a little harder. Day 3 may be the hardest between day 3 and 4. 5 and 6 kind of tempers out, and by the time you get to day 8, you're in the clear. Really, your stomach will get used to knowing that it will not get what it wants. Now, people fast for different reasons. Some just for the health reasons, some to lose weight, even though I think that's just called a diet. But whatever the reason is, for me, it was a spiritual thing. I just, not to say that, you have to fast to have this spiritual connection with God, but for me, it was something confirmed for me. It was something on my heart, so I chose to do that. So I went on a fast to kind of build my relationship with God and a bunch of other stuff. And I found that there's definitely a benefit that comes with fasting. There's a spiritual benefit. There's physical and health benefits. I have low iron, like severely low iron, and me being on a fast, it had no effect at all. As a matter of fact, I believe it made it better. I didn't think that I can go 12 hours without food. 12. And so when God confirmed for me that it would be 21 days, I was like, okay, maybe I can have like some salads and I can do a Daniel fast. I can blow that out the water, even though I feel like that's just bad. I like food. This is the problem. The problem is I like food. And so when it was confirmed that no, you're going on 21 days and it's going to be all liquids. And by liquids, not like smoothie, because, I was trying to find every way. Like, I was like, okay, maybe I can have, like, peanut butter, banana, strawberry smoothie, because maybe that could fill me a little, but it was like, nope, not even that. It would be, like, thin liquids, like, tea, water, and apple juice. You know what the highlight of my day was for 21 days? Apple juice. Warm apple juice. So that really helped my tummy at nighttime. And I found that on days where I stayed up late, it was much harder. And when you're on a fast, you tend to need less sleep. So if I went to bed at 11, I'd be wide awake at 3 a.m. I mean, bright-eyed, like, okay. So, and not eating takes so much pressure off of you. To go shopping, to make food, to just everything. So it was an awesome journey. And you know what? I don't know if I'd ever do it again. I really don't. But at least I know now that all things are possible. For real, for real. Something I learned from my fast also is that you don't have to be all holy and perfect in all of your ways. Like, you really don't need all that. All you have to do is be willing. I mean, for me, I'm definitely not perfect. I'm willing to do what God has asked me to do. Even sometimes I struggle to do what He says to do. One of the things, I will share one thing that I was looking for in my fast, and that was, with Moses. When Moses had his encounter, I believe, which is something that was a revelation I believe I received during my fast. Let me see if I can just remember it without looking at my notes. That there's certain people that when they're called, there's a process. And the process is, first you're called, and then after you're called, there's a separation. After the separation, there's an encounter. Then there's a promise and a testing, and then the fulfillment of that promise, which those kind of they're interchangeable. And I was looking at the story of Moses when he had his encounter with the burning bush, and then when God's telling him, or telling him, who knows, what he's going to do, and he's like, but God, first of all, I have a speech impediment. Like, I don't know if I can roll with this. They're not going to believe me. I mean, he had mad excuses, kind of like me when I heard I was going to go on this fast. But he had a lot of excuses, but God saw something in him that he didn't see in himself. God saw that he had the necessary heart, the qualities that was needed to lead the Israelites. Hebrews, Lord. Sometimes I say some things and I'm like, what? God saw that Moses had what he needed to lead the people, all right, to lead Israel, to get them out of there, to get them out of bondage. So, and even when he went to Pharaoh and all that, like God told him, hey, Pharaoh's going to have a hardened heart. He's going to have a hardened heart. This is what's going to happen. And something that I picked up in scripture was, with each time that God sent Moses back to say, all right, I need you to do this or I'm going to do this. Moses would be like, but God, for the first few times he was like, but God, like, dude is not listening. He's not listening. It doesn't make any sense. They're not going to believe me. He had excuses upon excuses when God asked him to do something. But I realized something. When Moses came to a point where he no longer had excuses and he just did as God commanded, like he was like, all right, he just went and did it. He gave the orders to Aaron and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. I realized that a shift started to happen, because at one point Moses then commanded or said what was going to happen, and it happened. So it went from God saying do this and Moses saying but, and then it moved to Moses saying, all right, I'm just going to do it, to then Moses now commanding what was going to happen. He commanded his atmosphere. And I believe when you have a certain level of faith and trust, and your will and what you do begins to line up with the will of God that he has for you. So there's just a mutual trust that's there. So you're able to speak to your environment. You can speak to your atmosphere. You can speak to your situation, and things have to obey. It has to, you get power. Power is not in what a lot of people think it is. Power is in your character. It's in your obedience. Sometimes we want to sacrifice. That's cool. It was a sacrifice going on this 21-day fast. Believe that. But I think God, and it's just my opinion, I think he's happier with my obedience. He was happier with Moses' obedience. And that what was able to take him from his test to his promise. That it shifted. That's where his name change really began on that journey, because he learned that, hey, God is a God, like he is just. Like when I say this dude is just, God is just. He's not going to go back on his word. And I've learned that if I don't see what I believe I should see, if they're not matching up to his word, a lot of times I'll be like, oh, I guess I'm wrong, because God can't be wrong, because he's almighty, all just, and all these different things. And I just had to take a minute to chill for a second and realize that he truly is just. And if I can but have enough faith and really trust in him, I can speak to any situation. And it has to come under the authority of what I'm saying. So fasting gives you that power, gives you that faith increase. It gives you those things that you need to go to that next step, to go to your shifting place. And I guess that's my little spiel, my little speech about it. I really appreciated my journey, and honestly, I even thought about, going further. I've made permanent changes, as it relates to what I eat, and meat and that kind of stuff. Just for, I just feel called to do that. I just don't want to eat chicken except for on Thanksgiving. But I thank God for the experience, and it was awesome. And the best part for me was revelation in the Word. And some people would be like, oh, you didn't get your $1 million house and like some tangible things. But this is what I realized: when you have a relationship with God, God knows the desires of my heart. And like, my main concern is having a relationship with Christ, because it gives me peace. So when I'm behind on bills, when people are driving me nuts, when I believe a friend should be there and they're not, when people are letting me down, when I'm frustrated or I lack hope, it's things like this, my relationship with Christ, that gives me the peace that I need. And I will take peace any day over anything else. I give me my peace. I walk in peace. I would gladly take that. So I encourage anyone to take a chance on Him. Take a chance on God. Whatever it looks like. It may not be fasting, whatever. For me, this was just another part of my journey. What I was called to do. You could be called to do something else, but I know in everything that you do, share your testimony. Share it so that other people can hear what's going on and know, one, they're not by themselves, and that you can be like yourself and be cool with God and still share your testimony and still share the Word. So may His peace find you wherever you are. Every time that I felt hungry, I've been praying. I have a little headache, just a little bit, stomach growling a little bit, but nothing too bad. I have a feeling day 2 and 3 might be a little bit harder than day 1. Yeah, but I'm hungry for sure. I'm definitely hungry. But I'm more hungry for God. I'm more hungry for the Word than I am. And I'm determined to put my flesh under submission. We are spirit beings. So why is my flesh leading me? If I'm a spirit being, well, I know I'm both human and spirit. But my flesh, it can't rule me, or else I'm going to be screwed in ministry. I can't allow that. I do have anemia, severe anemia. But being on a fast actually don't bother that at all. At least I hope not. I asked them. They said no.
About 3 miles.
I know that what I'm looking forward to is, I just felt a stomach pain. But no, I did my research, and from what I understand, that's just the acids looking for food, like always. Always hungry. But what was I saying? I don't remember. But I'm looking to really experience the glory of God and just really connect with God. Let me tell you something. I'm looking forward to just hearing what God has to say and not being clouded by a full belly. So I'm gonna keep recording, keep tracking what happens, because I want to look at my day 1 video and see if there's a difference between day 1 and day 4 and day 7, and see what's going on. It's day 2. The hunger pains, they come and go, but in my mind, I'm trying to reason out if I have to fast, like, is it necessary? It's like, this is like, your mind is literally like, it's not saying, well, mine's not telling me, did God tell me to do it? Because I know he did. But I'm just thinking about chocolate cake. So I see why it's important that you have accountability, and which I do. I have accountability, so, and my accountability is serious. Like, they not playing no games. So, but I woke up at like 8, 9 a.m. in the morning, and I woke up hungry. And I've been just watching, I think Dr. Miles Monroe, and just different things on fasting or whatever. So at the times that I would eat is when I would be praying and whatever. And a lot of people actually have so many different opinions on fasting. So I'm just like, look, God, just tell me what to do. Like, give me the right motives and whatever. Like, because in my world, it's like nothing for me. Like, I could fast for one day and be fine. Now, I'm fasting 21 days and I'm only on day 2. But when it comes down to it, like, I just want to be led by God, not my flesh. But yeah, I'm still alive though. And I think today might be a little harder than yesterday. But my eyebrow's still done. God is good. I just want to sleep though. And I think, when you're asleep, you're not hungry. But I know I can't take that way out. And I've been battling with whether or not, like, I can watch TV or not. Like, because I'm still fasting and praying. Can I also do some normal things? So that's been, I'll just let y'all know later. The enemy will, like, send little things to almost try to get under my skin a little bit. But, child, there's nothing worse than not eating. So he gonna have to come a little bit harder than that. But that's so sad because I feel like my whole life revolves around food. But what kind of helps me, one is probably doing a video update, so I know I gotta make it, even though if I don't, technically nobody would know because whatever. Maybe once I get past these first 3 days, I can talk about something else other than wanting to eat. That I'm looking forward to the glory. I'm looking forward to the glory when I just experiencing God's presence and all that stuff when I'm all cleaned out. But just a quick update. Doing pretty well, actually. It's not really that bad, You don't really feel like you're starving at any point. It's just that your routine is definitely broken. I get confused. I'm like, what's going on? What am I supposed to be doing with my life right now? I do get a little confused, but it's going all right. You know what I look forward to now? Going to bed. 9 o'clock, I'll be ready to go to sleep. Now, my regular bedtime is like, I don't know, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. On a fast, nope. I'm in that bed. I'm just at that bed, just waiting, like, come on. Which is probably sad too, but hey. Well, it's the end of day 2. Also, I'm having trouble, like, talking a little bit, and my tongue tastes like iron. But I got these cough drops, these honey drops, so nobody don't smell my breath. But anyways, what was I saying again? It's rough. I think the hardest thing for me is I keep getting like brain farts. I just lose track easily. But tomorrow is Wednesday. My eyebrows still done. My eyebrows are still good. Now, if you watching this footage one day and my eyebrows, they not put together, then it's that kind of day. But it's been all right. My stomach is actually a little funny right now. I don't even want to drink anything. It's just like, but anyways, I'm gonna go watch some sermons and read and pray. Ask God for strength. This is definitely the longest I've gone without eating. I don't know if you could hear my stomach growling through the video, but well, it's day 3. As you can see, I'm still here. I'm actually gonna be playing basketball today. It's gonna be my first like real strenuous activity that I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna find out how well I do. If I don't do so well, I'll just go to church. But what I did find, something that I forgot to mention on day 1's video, is that before I started my fast, 1, it had to be confirmed that God wanted me to do it. But second of all, I did a lot of research. I listened to Dr. Miles Monroe and like a lot of other people with just their experiences and like what to expect on each day, so that it didn't like shock me with dizziness or whatever. But I was well prepared before I started. I knew what to drink. I knew what not to drink. Different things like that. So I feel like that is very important. I find that has really helped me in this process, is the research I did before I start, because now I realize when my stomach is growling, and I understand what to do to stop that, which is drink lots of water. I've learned little tricks with like apple juice, and you pour some cinnamon in there, you warm it up, and maybe a tablespoon of honey, and that really helps. So just different things like that has helped me in the process. So right now it's like a little bit after 5 p.m. It's day 3. I'm still hungry or whatever, but I'm doing fine now. It's gonna be interesting to see how well I'm doing after I play basketball. And I play semi-pro basketball and intramural basketball. So I'm gonna see if my body can handle day 3, which is supposed to be one of the worst days. It is like your stomach kind of growls the most, but it don't seem that bad so far. Yeah, so the red light is definitely on at Krispy Kreme. Whew. Everybody around me is eating. I just walked into my home and like a big feast is being cooked. I think this is day 3 still. And I actually just started crying. Like, I'm upset. I see, when you decide to fast, like, everybody, I don't feel like talking right now. So it is the 4th day. It's the morning. I just have a little headache is all. And my stomach was bothering me earlier. But I was praying. I don't care how I look right now. But my eyebrows still don't know. It is day 4 at about 5:10. And I'm alright actually. I got a little boost, of encouragement from my friends. Yeah, but it's going well. No real change. Just day 4. So yesterday I was supposed to play, I think I said, but our practice was canceled. Maybe God did that because he already knew. But today I have a game. At 6, which I'm rushing to right now. So I will get to see how I actually do in a 40-minute game, and like a professional game. So we'll see how that goes. And I might look crazy after the game, but I'm gonna see exactly how that turns out. So I just finished playing. As you can see, I'm still walking. I'm just a little woozy, like when, no, maybe that's not a good example, but yeah, just a little woozy, and I could tell that like I was off, and we lost. So yeah, I wasn't my normal self, but I'm glad to know. But still, I can play, and I'm still going. So it's day 4, still going strong. It's good. My day is ending well. Actually, day 4 wasn't that bad. I think day 3 was worse than day 4. So I get to come home now, study, get in the Word, drink some warm apple juice. I lost 6 pounds. I checked my weight today. Your girl finna be right and tight. That wasn't even appropriate. Anyways, next time I see you, it'll be day 5. Day 5. Yep, it's day 5. I don't even know if this was my first video or not for the day, because today is day 5. I can tell my mouth is all tasting funny, and I keep thinking about food. I just keep thinking about food, and like I just realized how much my life revolved, like either by getting food, making food. Like, my goodness, it was pretty bad. But God is so amazing, though. He woke me up nice and early this morning, like 3-something. I prayed, spent some time in the Word. He gave me some revelation. I think that's the best part about fasting is, look, can't eat, might as well just pray and study and do what you're supposed to do. And, he gave me, like, some really good stuff. Like, I was going to lay back down and go to sleep, and he's like, get up, get in the Word. So I did that, and it was, y'all see that glory shining right there? You see that glory shining, like, right there? Yes. It is day 7. Still here with one. Say hello to the camera.
Hello.
Training. On my way to go train somebody. Still here. So it is day 8. I know I look like Mother May I, but I'm at home, so. But anyways, it's day 8, and from what I read and what I studied, this is the day like of new beginning, and where you're not even hungry anymore, which is true. I'm not actually hungry anymore. So I'm being more particular about spending time in the Word and doing these specific things: praying, then reading, then kind of sitting down and just kind of listening, and then maybe writing or getting direction. I've just been getting like a lot of insight. God has given me between yesterday, day 7, and day 8, a lot of ministry ideas, a lot of business ideas, just a plethora of things. My dream life is like gone wild. I mean, as in it is increased a lot. So he's just been showing a lot of different things. Today I'm studying the glory of God, just to understand what it is. But and something that I've been particular about during this fast is also giving. So like tithing, because for me, I'm like, tithing is not a big deal, whatever. I still don't, it doesn't run my life, but I figure, I try it out. What can it hurt? To see, how things go. But those things I've been really particular about in my fast. So it is day 8, and I'm just studying and just being more aware. And so far, things are okay. I think day 7 and 6 was bad. Like I felt hunger pain. I still think about food. I've been having dreams where things have been trying to make me eat in my sleep. So I know that ain't nothing. But at this point, it has become less about food. It's like, you don't ever care about food now, but more of like, okay, God, now that you have my attention, what do you want? And I don't know how to sugarcoat what I'm feeling in a better way, but now it's like, all right, now that I've gone through all that, here I am, what now? Also, I found that I've also been paying attention to finding replacements for maybe things that were not so good in my life. For instance, PureFlix. If you don't know about PureFlix, it's like Netflix, but it only shows, for the most part, like Christian inspirational type of movies, series, all that kind of stuff. So with me, I know I have to be mindful of what I'm watching, the media, what I'm listening to. For my whole fast, I haven't listened to anything but gospel music. I tried to watch this play that's just like a regular play, and some scenes in there, I just realized I'm just too sensitive to everything. So I've just been really mindful of that. And I don't want it just to be for the fast, but I want it to be long term. So I've been looking for alternative ways to make sure that good things are coming in, if you know what I mean. So it's definitely the end of day 8. I have not felt one hunger pain today. Matter of fact, I went on YouTube and I was looking up some Jamaican recipes to make escovitch fish. Because when I come out of my fast, I want to be vegetarian, pescatarian, kind of. Just, no chicken, no beef. No. Definitely, if you could make it to day 8, you Gucci. You ain't got no problems. As you see, my eyebrows are covered up because they're not done. I'm not vain. But, God has definitely been showing himself. Last night during day 7, kind of going into day 8, I was like, look, God, it's time to move my faith to a whole nother level. So I started praying for specific things, because what I found is that I won't pray for specific things, because if it doesn't happen, I don't want anything to really negatively impact my faith. So because I don't want it to negatively impact my faith, I'd rather not pray for it. And yesterday I decided, I'm going to face that head on. Look, God says he is who he is. So, look, I'm about to pray for it. Whatever I need, whatever I want. He wants what's best for me. He wants what's good for me. He has plans for me, for my future, and they're not for disaster. That's biblical. So it's the end of day 9, and I have lost, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 pounds. I lose track, and I'm doing okay. I'm not hungry, but you know what's weird? I keep watching like these recipes and stuff of like cooking videos and stuff. I don't know. I don't, whatever. But it's the end of day 9, and things are going well. I've been praying more, I've been studying more, been reading more, and I'm still alive. That's the good thing. I'm alive and kicking, and it's really not bad. I think once you pass, it's getting darker. I'm walking in my home, but once you get past day 8, it's pretty much you chilling from that point. Now it's all about what you want, from God, and what you expect and what you're gonna do. Health-wise, I know at least by day 9, you definitely see weight change. I have a decreased appetite for sugars, like, because I was having honey in my apple juice. Now I'm just like, I don't want it anymore. So health-wise, definitely has its benefits. And then spiritual-wise, everyone has their own things. For me, what I've been asking so far, I've seen some things. I haven't seen everything I want to see to the extent that I want to see it yet. Some things I'll probably be able to share, maybe some things not so much, but for the most part, it's going as it should go. One thing I found is that I don't have a full-time job, so I don't know how it would be for a person who gets up and have to go to work 9 to 5, or if it's more difficult, or what happens. I'm an entrepreneur, so I kind of go to work when I want to, or I see clients when I need to. So for me, that's been a good thing. So I can get up in the morning, I pray, worship, do everything, and if I want to, I can go back and take a nap. I try to, watch some things on TV that are just gonna inspire me to just keep on going. I do keep that calendar, as I said before, so I can visually see how many days I have left. I find that I'm actually less irritable. It's like, to me, it's like there's really nothing anyone can really do, because you're already struggling so much in not eating and seeing everyone else eating, and it kind of puts your routine out of whack, that little arguments and conflicts, they don't compare to what's going on at all. One thing that's definitely helped me, what I would suggest to anybody that's going on a fast, and I've said it before, is make sure you do your research first, because I had to go back to my notes like 15-20 times to say, okay, what to expect on day 8, what to expect on day 9, because it's what encouraged me to keep on going. And also to have like maybe a friend or two that you can say, hey, today I want to give up. Like, I've had that day, like, I'm through. Like, I just want to eat some Cheetos. I realize which days are the hardest. Definitely day 2, because it's a shock to you, and 3, and then 4 might settle down, and then 6 and maybe 7 for some people. 6 and 7 was hard for me. 7 was terrible, but then 8 was like, glorious Father, where am I? It was much better. So now I'm ending day 9, about to run into day 10. And I think it's pretty much smooth sailing from here. Right now, like I said, my focus is primarily on, okay, God, now that I'm still struck. My stomach still growls sometimes or whatever. But now that I've overcome the food part, spiritually, this is what I'm looking for. And for me, I wrote down things to pray for on each day. So I'm praying for those. I created a prayer journal. A lot of different things. Before my fast had started, I had a playlist of all the videos I wanted to watch, books I wanted to read. So you'll find that if your day is not filled with stuff, you're going to be thinking about food. So I did that, and it definitely is helping in the process. Well, it is day 10, I believe, going into day 11. I'm actually driving home from the gym. I was playing basketball. I find that I'm winded way easier than I'm used to being winded, and I think I probably didn't drink enough water. It is so important to drink that minimum 8 cups of water a day. Today I actually found myself feeling a little bit kind of disappointed, or maybe I'm not really sure the word, but for such a great sacrifice, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, I just expect to see just great manifestation of everything I'm looking for. Now, it's not to say I haven't seen definitely some awesome things, but I just want more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see some tangible things happen. And I just never been the one to preach what I haven't experienced, to say, oh, God does this and that, if I don't actually, experience it. So I'm praying that, things work out. It could, I could be feeling like this way to kind of deter me, because I'm telling you right now, I'm just craving just some pizza, or whatever. But I don't know. I guess I'm sure I'll make it to day 21. It's like you've come too far to give up, but I'm just hoping to see more from God. If I do, I will be, I'll share it somewhere in this log. But it's the end of day 10 going into day 11. I'm doing fine. You can still work out and do whatever. I'm still waiting for that bout of energy to hit me yet. I haven't experienced that yet. But we'll see how things go. Oh, and I lost, now I'm at 15 pounds. So, at least weight loss. I'm sure people fast for different reasons. Weight loss wise, the weight will be gone. I'm sure once you eat a slice of bread, everything is going to come back. But yeah. Something that I want to say, I was watching, as I had said before, I put some videos in my YouTube to watch during my fast to kind of encourage me and different things. And I was watching one today on God's glory, which I didn't really understand exactly what is God's glory. I would encourage anybody to go and research what God's glory is. I don't want to make the video log so long, so I don't want to go into every detail, but we are, His glory. He wants to see us exemplified on this earth. We are walking examples of His glory, His creations, whatever. I'm about to turn up to another level. I'm no longer hungry. That's not an issue anymore. And honestly, the conversation I had with him went something like, God, you know who I am. I'm not as wise as I need to be. I need wisdom. I need understanding. I need a lot. I need to be refined. I just have the raw truth of my testimony and what he's brought me through, but I'm no superstar except for on the basketball court, but you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the word and revelation, yeah, God gives me revelation. I'm just not where I need to be. So you get to a point where you just need more. You're just at a different level. You expect more from God, and I'm at that point where I need that. I need that to have the amount of faith required of me, which is a lot. Like, a whole bunch of faith is required for me to do what God has called me to do. And I'm not about to be faking it. So God is going to have to be 100% real in my life. So even as you're reading this, as you're watching this, I hope that you're even encouraged, by what I'm saying. But I can't live on earth without him anyway. And I do have a book. It's called Dancing with Death, The Battle of a Suicidal Mind. I was extremely suicidal. And I'm like, look, if I die during this fast, my heart is in the right place. If my heart is in the right place, I doubt that anything is going to happen to me. But that's just how strong I believe that I just need God to show up. So hopefully what I'm deciding to do, it gets what needs to get done. I don't even know what language that was, but I'm just leaning on God right now. And, we'll know what happens. Be encouraged. So it is day 13. Still doing fine. I'm finding that I'm a little anxious. Like, I know I only have 7 days left, but it's like the temptation is more to like eat a piece of chicken, or I don't know. It's just, the temptation is more. It's weird because you're not starving or like
in half of a mile
anything.
Left turn
I'm driving.
Northwest 31st Avenue.
But you find that you're just a bit more tempted than usual. It's like, I don't know. I can't fully explain. But I am good. I'm in good health. I do realize I get tired quicker. So, like, if I'm walking upstairs, I don't know if it's fatigue or what it is. From what I've read, you're supposed to have more energy on the 13th.
Next one.
I don't feel that energy yet. But I do realize something. My sweat is different. So even when I sweat, it's not sticky. It's just like cool, if that makes any sense. Just actually came from seeing Black Panther, the movie, which is awesome. But yeah, that's how I'm doing fine. It's the end of day 13. I'm about to go into day 14, maybe day 15. I'm not sure. Still going strong. I left church today. Sometimes I just be in a funky, weird mood. I don't know how to explain it, but anyways, so I was in church today, and a nice lady comes up to me and basically, to make a long story short, said, "How can I help?" And I'm just going to say that God used a vessel today to, to be of encouragement to me and to help me. And I'm definitely underplaying that. I'm not telling the full story right now, but I actually have been drinking less water because I just haven't felt like drinking it. I have to force myself. So I've been drinking water and warm apple juice and herbal tea sometimes, like mint tea. Well, it is day, and of course I'm driving again. Oh man, my eyebrows aren't done. I'm gonna talk like this the entire time. I'm almost there. Let me tell you something. I have been offered food from everywhere you can imagine. Child, I don't care. I have been offered food from everywhere you could imagine. Like, temptation is just showing up. But I've come too far So for me, it's definitely makes you develop self-control. That it does. I have found myself being a little bit impatient in my mind, at least. Like, I've cursed out many people in my mind over the past few days, but I've done well with controlling what happens from the outside. It is day 19. Day 19. 2 more days. Woo! I have already started cooking stuff in my head. Well, that's sad, but no, I just look forward to going back to eating. But I'm doing all right, for yesterday, which was day 18 and 17, I actually wasn't feeling so well. But it was because I kind of overexerted myself playing basketball, and I got dehydrated, and I was literally sick. I almost had to go to the hospital. It was really bad. But I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm right there. And I'm happy I'm right there almost. So I thank God for this journey, and whew, my goodness. Well, I know it's kind of dark, but you don't need to see me anyway because I'm looking crazy. But I'm walking my dog, and it is basically my 21st day. It's the night. It's late at night. I'm kind of walking and talking to God and kind of talking about this journey. But I'm at 20. Technically it's still 20. And I made it. I made my food for what I'm gonna eat tomorrow, and it's just crazy that it's been almost 21 days. I'm good. I think I lost about 20 pounds. Well, definitely over 20 pounds. But man, God is awesome. So I would encourage anyone to do this. It really softened my heart. It softened my heart for God. Like it really softens my heart for him. Because even now when I'm thinking about the end of my fast, I don't even want to push it down. Because it's like, oh, it's over now. No, well, it's not over. It's just the beginning, of something new. Hello there. It's day 21. Actually, I forgot to do my recording on my way to church. So I'm doing it. I came home and I'm walking my dog right now, and I'm about to do some training with some of my boys. So I decided to do an update right now. So it's day 21. Technically my fast is over. That's joy. That is joy in my spirit. My fast is over, not because something ended with God, but it's because, man, I can't believe that, God allowed me to get through this fast. Y'all don't understand. I really love food. I live for my next meal. So, it's awesome to finally be at day 21, because I remember making earlier videos and trying to figure out, how in the world I was going to get to this day. Whew. But I'm here, and God has allowed me to make it. And I've been dizzy. I was dizzy today and yesterday. When I would get up, I felt like, whoa, and I had to sit back down. That's the first time that happened, which is on day 20 and 21. Yeah, that would be my dog barking at people. So, but I made it, and it wasn't that bad, guys. It really wasn't. The day after. Whew. The day after is pretty okay. I can't tell you, I can't even explain all the emotional stuff that happened, but I'll tell you, as it relates to food, I find that, oh, so you're just gonna take your time, huh? I find that I guess I used to always be looking forward to lunch, breakfast, dinner. Now it's more there's definitely a sense of control.